Alright. Welcome to another one of BumpmyStump's World of Tanks console subscriber highlights videos. I just did one of these a little while ago, and this is another one. This is a co-op battle. I know I don't do co-op battles too often unless it's just to show a tank. Every once in a while I'll do a co-op battle if it's just to show a tank really quick. But I don't do sub highlights co-op, but I just did one a few minutes ago, and I'm going to record this one too. They were both games from IIvTvII, and both games that I've never done. The first game that I recorded for a sub battle with him was it was a 10,000 something damage game with the last shell kind of deal, so it was pretty good. And then this one is, and the other game was 10,000 damage, and he did more damage than the rest of the team, his team combined. So that's why that one got put up. And I'm putting this one up because he does 14,000 damage in this game. So, you know, I know it's against bots, but still comes down to the end. He's the last tank alive, kind of deal. So, you know, I don't have a lot of games right now. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! The shell right there was a 378, and then he did 349 in fire damage, and then he caught him on fire again, did a 413, and then 332 fire to kill to finish him off. That was awesome. I mean, he might not have finished him off, but it was still awesome. 2 fires right in a row. I mean, he did a total of, that tank right there, he did 3, 6, 9. He did 1,800 damage or something to that tank in like 4 shots. So that was pretty good. Always like it when that happens. 350 right there into, I don't know what it was, maybe an M60A1, I believe. 308 finishes off that M60A1, or A3 actually. 376 into M60A1. It's hard to keep track of all these. You know, so I'm not going to bother. It speaks for itself, the gameplay does. Again, it's against bots, I know. And I don't know if you guys don't play the bots whatsoever. If you never play against bots, it's a great stress reliever when you log on and you try to play 3 or 4 games, and it's like 4-minute games and your team's getting raped every time. Log in and kill some bots. You know, it's, I don't know, maybe most people don't feel this way. I would rather play multiplayer. I'd rather play against other people. But when I log in myself and I get 4 games in a row or 5 games in a row that are just absolutely horrible, it's like, why even bother? Why bother to log in and play against multiplayer when I am always put on the team that gets raped in 4 minutes? And, you know, I know people say this all the time, but when I play, it's very rare that it's my fault or I'm a contributed factor to the 4-minute game. Once in a while, I'm not perfect, once in a while I am, but more often than not, and I don't hide at the back of the map either, but more often than not, at the end of the game, I'm one of the last 1 or 2 people alive, and all of a sudden there's 7 tanks surrounding me. So it's like, I just get put on the team of absolute dipsticks, or, like I've said before, Team A or Team B gets better RNG throughout the whole game. I've seen games like that. I've been in a game. I played the T95E3 on co-op quite a bit. Co-op, it's not as I don't notice it as much, but I have noticed it before. I know how I've played so many games in that tank. I know how that tank plays. And then all of a sudden, I'll log in and play a couple games, and I'll bounce shells that I know I penetrate 90% of the time in that tank. All of a sudden I'm bouncing off the sides of tanks, I'm hitting rocks instead of the tanks, and I've noticed that those games always come down to me having to do a lot of damage to win against co-op, is what I'm talking about. And it's like, is that a coincidence that the rest of the team did nothing either? Is it a coincidence? It's a coincidence if it happens once in a while. It happens a lot. I watched an old video I had recorded in the Abrams, and I think it was the first game I played in the Abrams. I played it on co-op just to see how it played, and I was bouncing off the side of, I think I bounced just as many shells as I penetrated, and I've done that before. I've had tanks, I'm like, this tank friggin' sucks. And I don't think it is. I think I just get put in the team that has the 30% chance of penetrating, whereas the other team has 70% chance of penetrating. I don't necessarily think that the actual damage rolls are better RNG on a team, which it might be, but I think your chance, Team A or Team B has a better chance of penetrating. There's a formula in there, and for whatever reason, Wargaming does it. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. And I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. I don't know, why wouldn't they just let two teams play? Why would they want to manipulate Team A or Team B? I don't know. I do know, I think, because they want every player out there to experience the 8-kill game once in a while. It's designed so even the worst player in the world can get a top gun every once in a while. Even the worst player in the world can get an ace tanker game once in a while. Because there are games, and if you play this game long enough, you know there's games that you play, you can't do any wrong. He's missing a bunch of shells here against bots. I'm sitting here looking at the numbers. You know, he's got 9 shells left, and I'm like, what is he doing? But, you know, he's got enough. But I'm thinking, geez, you keep on throwing them away like that, and you're going to be up shit creek. But, this tank right here has a lot more than the T95E3, so it's not as much of a problem. T95E3 has like 40 shells, and that's it. And a lot of times, I've run out of shells in the T95E3 far too many times than I should have. But, you know, that's how it goes. Alright, just down to him and one bot. The bot has how much damage left? Well, 376 left. Less than what he did. He had almost 900 or almost 1,000, I think. 354 there. 1 shell left. 1 hit left. 1 penetration left, and the game is over. For you, those of you keeping track. For those of you keeping track, that's 14,189 damage, 4 kills, 719 base XP on a bot match, on a co-op match. That's pretty good base XP for a co-op match. I mean, really, when they first entered when they first had the co-op in the game and everything, you got 1,000 XP a game. It was like, wow, this is awesome. This is better than playing multiplayer. You can get X amount of XP, and then they cut it like in half. Because I used to get like 1,100 base XP games constantly when they first introduced them all, the co-op bots into the game here on that big update. But 106,000 silver, 2158 for vehicle XP, only 1,400 commander XP because apparently he had no boosters. But even that game is only a 1,400 commander XP game. That's pretty shitty. Top of the list, 719 for base XP, 14,189 damage, 1563 assist. I think that's worth putting up. I don't have a ton of content right now, so maybe that's why I'm grabbing this stuff. But I've been on the fence of putting these videos on. I've had them for a little while, and I've been like, yeah, I don't want to do blah, blah, but you know something, fuck it. They're good enough. And maybe some people don't know how the multiplayer bots play. Go try it out.